Best of time. Their experienced team takes pride in delivering top-notch craftsmanship with a personal touch. S&R Fencing, locally owned, licensed, and insured, and a member of the BBB.
Looking for a fast and convenient blood draw? Come to Panhandle CPR, 97 Oak Avenue in downtown Panama City. We partner with all local and national labs to get you quick, accurate results. No insurance? No problem. We offer affordable self-pay options so you can stay on top of your health. And for added convenience, we'll even come to you at your home or workplace. Call us at 850-381-4288 or visit panhandlecpr.com. Panhandle CPR, keeping our community healthy and safe every day.
It's time to pick your path and go big, go bold. You can drive away in a new 2024 Telluride from Bill Bird Kia. The 2024 Telluride protects what matters, and it's built for the long haul. Its technology will connect with confidence, and upscale all-around rugged look will take you onto your next adventure. The road is yours. Bill Bird Kia, the home of that 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. 20-year, 200,000-mile warranties and Bill Bird Kia warranty.
What's better than one win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
Where do my friends and other students find their voice? We find our voice through the performing arts, along with millions of other high school students. By expressing yourself in a role on stage, through an instrument, or at the debate podium, the performing arts give us freedom to find ourselves, to find our place. The stage is where I can play, perform, and compete with my friends.
Performing arts in your school is where creativity meets courage. Encourage the students in your life to find their voice through the performing arts. This message presented by the NFHS, where we encourage all students to play, perform, and compete together.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lynn, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's the next evolution of sports talk radio. The biggest stories and the biggest reactions.
Now.
And now we're taking...
With the first pick.
It's the last ball you got to bat.
The Inside Drive. From college to the pros. Interviews with the newsmakers, sports betting, your phone calls, and more. And now, The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Could use a few pounds. Top pant points, hardly renowned. She's a black-haired beauty with big dark eyes.
Big dark eyes.
Voice all her own, sitting way up high. Way up firm and high. Out past the cornfields where the woods got heavy. Out in the backwoods of my 60 Chevy. Working on mysteries without any clue. Working on our night move. Trying to make some front page driving news. Working on our night move.
Jay Henley, ladies and gentlemen, the sweet sound of Friday morning. You guys listen to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Jay, I'm going to say that's one of the best ones yet, I think. That's
You
just
like that
I
one,
did. Just the tone.
Night
sounded.
moves, baby.
Your voice was just angelic in that one. Good stuff. Getting everybody feeling into the groove this morning on ESPN Northwest Florida.
I thought he was glowing. Thought you had a little halo over your head there, brother.
I did.
That's right. I like it.
Don't ever let me run a race with David Hayes counting down from 5. Because it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm going off of the numbers back here. I'm not just doing my own.
No, I know you are.
Right, so it slows down a little
it does.
bit.
So it's not. So you can say it's not truly seconds. It's counting down. It's just counting down a timer.
Well, he got me with Cinco Quattro Tres.
I know.
I didn't even. I said FIFA.
FIFA. Okay, I got you.
Going to the betting world.
FIFA. But yeah, you guys are listening to the Inside Drive, 104.3 here in Panama City Beach, 101.9 in Port St. Joe. You can watch, like, listen, comment, subscribe, share, follow, all those wonderful things. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X. Just search it up, ESPN Northwest Florida. Hey, Bob Seeger. It's you.
Oh, hey, yeah.
Where do you download our mobile app?
Oh,
free mobile app, I should say.
Google Play or Apple Store.
There you go. What do you got to search?
104.3.
Bingo. You can also head over to ESPNPC.com. We got some exciting news about Lucid Streams TV. All of our listeners now can sign up for a free 3-day trial. Obviously, if you don't cancel it after the free 3-day trial, you will be charged, but it's not going to be very much because it's just a mere $40 a month for Lucid Streams. Every sporting program you could want to watch, everything out there, all the pay-per-view events. There's a lot of big fights coming up this fall, and you get them all there on Lucid Streams. Of course, NHL, NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, all those things are rocking and rolling as we speak. Got a poll question here, Day.
All right, what you got?
Topical. It's
okay.
Nice and simple.
All right.
Nice and simple.
Okay.
It's the Yankees or the Dodgers. I want to hear who our listeners think is going to win the World Series, as the World Series does, in fact, get underway tonight.
Very nice.
I know you've already picked the Dodgers, I believe, right?
Don't think I did. I'm going Yankees.
Oh, okay. Well, if you did, you flipped. I swear you said the Dodgers the last time we talked about it, but I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again.
Yeah, I go with the Yankees.
So you're going with the Yankees.
Yeah. The Yankees.
There you go. All right. I like it. I watched that. I watched a little bit anyway. Almost done with part 3 of the comeback, which is the story of the Boston Red Sox. Basically, their whole history, and then the early 2000s, and then it culminates with the 3-0 comeback victory against those New York Yankees to win their first World Series. I believe it was 86 years, if I'm not mistaken. Another fantastic documentary out there.
What year was that when that happened?
04.
04.
Yep.
You were a young lad then.
I was in college. Ironically, the year before, 03, me and Bill, Marty from Boston.
Yeah.
We were watching that. He's from Boston. He's a huge Red Sox fan, and that's when Boone hit the home run in the bottom of the 9th of Game 7 in the ALCS, and I believe the Red Sox were up 5-2 in that game. Came all the way back, and then Boone hit a walk-off home run. And Bill was somewhere else, but the next time I saw him, I just said Boone to his face, and he slugged me in the gut. I kind of deserved it because it was fresh. It was fresh, but I'll never forget that moment or that World Series, or that ALCS, I should say.
Right.
Because it was the curse of the Bambino. They got so close for so long, and then it just kind of, you go back, because, being, growing up in the Northeast, I wasn't a Yankees fan, but the majority of the people I knew were, in fact, Yankees fans or Mets fans, a lot more Yankees fans than Mets fans. So you remember all that, it kind of brings you back to, which is crazy to say that was 20 years ago now.
Did you hit him back?
No.
No?
No.
That's a true friend, though, man. I mean, hit you right in the gut.
I just took it.
Yeah, you just took it.
What else was I going to do?
That's right.
His dreams were just crushed again as a Boston Red Sox fan. I wasn't going to make it any worse.
Yeah.
I hope he's out there listening while he's driving.
I'm sure he is.
I hope so.
Yeah.
If you are Marty from Boston, give us a call.
Yeah.
850-215-6290. Let's talk a little bit real quick about Mosley football.
Okay.
Back-to-back district champions. Big victory last night. Handedly, I might add. I believe David said it was 35-0 in the first half or first quarter.
Oh, man. It was either...
It was a lot.
They scored on their first 6 possessions.
Okay. If one of those was a field goal.
It might have been 42. I think it was 42-0 at half, 35-0 after the first quarter.
A lot of touchdowns. A lot of touchdowns.
It was absolutely perfect for the most part.
So y'all traveled west-east, and then Mosley traveled north-south up and down the field.
Yeah.
Well, depending on the angle of the field, yeah. But
Yeah, but the way it's always west-east, right?
Yeah.
Or north, I guess north-south, yeah. But when I'm calling it, I say left and right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If I get too directional like that, people think I'm like looking at a compass over here. Like
because the compass is probably, unless they're exactly perpendicular to the compass rose, then that north, south, east, west. But yes,
Mosley might have had more fans there last night than Gulf Breeze did.
Whew,
how about that?
That's impressive. Hey, but when you're 8-0 now, back-to-back district champions, 9-0 now. Shoot.
They got one game. They haven't been undefeated since 1981, and they're looking to. They're going up against Florida State High.
Florida State High coming up. Is that a Friday night game next
Friday
week?
night. It's a final one of the regular season, and then we'll know for sure what the playoff picture is kind of looking like, man. This is exciting. It's a lot of fun right now. I mean, it's always been fun.
Yeah.
It's always been fun. But the excitement just from the team, from the family members, from the bands, from the cheerleaders, just wow.
Almost seems like every facet of the Mosley football program right now is all in.
And this is a year where you got to take advantage of it. I would say you got the senior quarterback, you got the senior in Jack Massey, senior in Locavion Jackson. Do they have some juniors that are studs? Absolutely. JP Holstenbach could be a good quarterback, but this is the year right here. I mean, you're basically your entire starting offensive line are seniors outside of one. And so, this is, this is where you make your run, man, because next year might, be going through a little bit of growing pains, but I don't know, man. They've got 2 daggum JV teams. So, and Bay County football as a whole, I mean, North Bay Haven struggled. They've been shut out at least 6 times this year, so it's been tough for them. But, Arnold, their bounce-back season has been absolutely impressive.
Yeah, they got a chance to clinch a district playoff or a playoff spot tonight
against
Rickards, if they beat Rickards. Chalk-Tahatchee's I talked to Coach Griffin earlier. Chalk-Tahatchee's that district winner, but if Arnold wins this game, they'll be the 8th seed in that division. And Arnold hadn't made the playoffs in who knows how long.
Maybe 2013.
Yeah, could be.
Maybe 2014. I'm not entirely sure there.
Yeah.
But I mean, in Rutherford, the record might not look so great, but daggum, if you go and watch the Rutherford Rams play football, they are a fun team to watch. And then Bozeman as well. I mean, for Coach Bronson Sweat and them to be down, 19-16, I believe it was, 19-13 or so, and then to come back and win that game against Rutherford 20-19. I think Bay County football is having a special year this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And kudos to all the youth programs out there, all the volunteer coaches, to make sure we have that pipeline of players coming up into these high school programs. Because really, we talk about that all the time, but that's really where it begins. It begins with the youth and the development. So by the time they get to high school, they're ready to rock and roll and keep Bay County football moving in the right direction, because it certainly is.
Yeah. Hey, is Freitas going anywhere? I know he's a senior, right?
He is a senior. I believe he might have an offer, but I'm not sure if he's committed or not. The ones that we know, Adam Land has an offer for Mississippi State. Locavion Jackson's committed to Mississippi State. Raiden Bruins is committed to Rutgers, and Marshall Williams is committed to, or got an offer or committed to Knox University, which is a little bit of a smaller school, but in the landscape of college football these days, man, you go play
Kennesaw
somewhere.
State did last night.
And you know who plays for Kennesaw State?
Who's that?
Isaac Paul, who graduated from Mosley. Ike Paul, and his younger brother, Kingston Paul, is on the Mosley Dolphins right now. So, and you've got kids over there, Bay, that are going on to bigger and better places. So, a lot of cool stuff. Also, shout out to Marshall Williams Sr. Was able to meet him. He's the father of Marshall Williams, the cornerback there, and saw him pregame and stuff, and was just chatting with him. He was like, "Oh, you're man, I keep the." He was like, "I used to." I don't want to put. He used to watch like Outer Banks and stuff. He's like, now when he gets in the truck or listen to Outer Banks, he said, and Jay, I know you're excited about that. He said, now when he's in the truck, that thing is locked in on ESPN. So when I told him I'm David Hayes, he's like, oh man, hey, y'all shows are awesome. I'm like, man, thank you. Thank you for listening, because y'all are what makes it awesome. So Marshall, if you're listening, we appreciate you, my man.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Jay Henley.
Yes, sir.
Big Monday coming up.
Oh, yes.
I know we're not going to see you Monday or Tuesday.
Right.
But we'll be rooting for you on Monday.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Thank you.
I'm actually going to be rooting against you because I want to see your head shaved and your eyebrows shaved.
Why don't y'all just come out to the country club and do a live show Monday? I don't know. I just threw that out there. We hadn't even talked about that. Anyways, we'll
what
pass
we've
on it.
said is if the temperature is going to be above 75, the answer is no.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Well, them scores are going to be lower than 75.
They better be.
They will be.
What is the Arnold stipend looking like for payment?
Arnold stipend
Or Coach J, whichever one we
Who's
want to go.
who's the host?
We'll work up an NIL deal.
That's not NIL. This is WIL, working in love.
Say what, Mulvey?
I said, who's the host?
Who is the host? That would be Mosley,
Okay.
the Dolphins.
There you go.
Fins up.
Fins.
Yeah.
There you go. Arnold's golf coach. Yeah. Fins up.
More like fins down.
Oh.
Monday.
You can't do hook. It's like horns down. It's like fins
Right,
down.
that's it.
I think you just take all 5 fingers and go like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the Marlins down, you just take 2 fingers, right?
It's
you
the
just,
spear. Oh, goodness.
goodness.
Hey, there was a pod of orcas that was spotted off the Gulf Coast somewhere.
Again?
Yeah. I know David Hayes, it's his favorite animal. And they're out there in the Gulf again. Killer
You
whales.
think I could swim out to him?
You could try.
All right.
I mean, I think you can do anything you put your mind to.
Fact.
Will you make it? I don't know.
Somebody let me borrow their paddleboard.
No, just hop on one of those turtles that's being released, one of the sea turtles.
That sounds like a great way to get arrested.
Yeah, hit your ride, get you to the orcas, and then ride the orca back in.
Like Crush from Finding Nemo. Dude, take me to the orcas, bro.
That's it. That's all you got to do. See, we didn't even know he was also the character of Crush on Finding Nemo.
Right.
Yeah.
I've envisioned him on the back.
My father. It's got to be a big sea turtle, no doubt. But they release him. There was one. His name was Rump Roast. He got released earlier this week. Great name for a sea turtle, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Speaking of Thursday night football, we had some great high school action yesterday. Thursday night football game last night, the Vikings and the Rams. A little surprising. I'm sure everybody in the Pigskin Pick'em probably led or leaned to the Minnesota Vikings in that game, but the Rams ended up winning that one. And just another crazy call at the end of that game. Towards the end, the Vikings were down 28-20 with the ball and a chance to go down the field to try to time the game up. And cornerback came in, grabbed Sam Darnold by the face mask, turned him all the way around 180 degrees. Even the guy that did it knew that he made a mistake because he put his hands on his head right away. The back judge is literally in the video staring at Sam Darnold, and no flag was thrown, Jay Henley. Face mask grabbed, turned 180 degrees. Sam Darnold goes down. Even the player's like, no, what did I do? No flag.
Yeah.
No call.
So Minnesota's what, 6-1?
No, I think they're 5-2 now.
5-2.
Yeah, they were 5-0 and they've lost. They've dropped their last 2, but that was a tough no call there. I just don't know how. You're watching the play. The back judge is watching the quarterback, watching the play, and literally you see his head get pulled around while grabbing the face mask. Probably one of the easiest face mask calls. So again, it resulted in a safety then because it was in the end zone. So then the Rams go up 30-20 and get the ball back, and the rest is history. So the Rams, who all the big trade talk yesterday, Kupp's going somewhere, he's getting traded. Well, Kupp and Nakua both came back yesterday and both had touchdowns. And now the NFC West is even more wide open as the Rams have entered the chat. And that's who David Hayes picked to start the season.
Of course he did.
So,
of course.
Long way to go.
What did I do?
You picked the Rams in the NFC West on our pick'em. Yeah, and now they're right there in the mix.
Did I?
That's what it says on the... Oh, maybe it was him. Hold on. That would make more sense.
I picked the 49ers, I'm pretty sure.
You did. It was Jay.
Did I pick the Rams?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That makes much more sense.
I mean, no, I don't think that's a bad pick at all. I just feel like with Stafford getting up in age and then the San Francisco 49ers are, I would say on paper, a better team overall, especially when we include the defense and the loss of Aaron Donald for the Rams. So, but again, man, the injury bug hits you and all of that other stuff is thrown out the
Goes
window.
right out the window.
Yeah.
And injuries are just part of it. I mean, we can complain about it all we want, but it's just part of the game when it comes to football. And, when they add up, it makes it tough. And that's where depth becomes a very, very important part of what you've got going on there. Speaking of Mosley as well, they played their game. We were off the air yesterday, so I didn't get to talk about it. They ended up losing to Ponte Vedra 3-0 in the region, or the 5A Region 1 side of the bracket. So they're great great volleyball season has, in fact, come to an end. And it was kind of, they lost 25-19 in the first set, and then the second set was kind of they pushed it all the way pretty far and kind of go either way, and they ended up losing that set 30-28, and then lost the third and final set 25-22. So congratulations to the Mosley Lady Dolphins on another great volleyball season. But, Jay, we still have one girls volleyball team alive here in Bay County, and that is the North Bayhaven Bucks. As I mentioned Wednesday, sorry, I had to get my days squared away, they beat Baldwin 3-0, so they move on to play Bowles tomorrow at 2 p.m. Get out there to North Bayhaven and check out a great volleyball team and a great match as a trip to the regional final is on the line. They play Bowles 2 p.m., and then on the other side of that, Pensacola Catholic is hosting Florida State University High School, and they actually have that written out here, David, correctly in the Max Bet bracket. It says Florida State University High School.
There we go.
So boom, that's the official name. But yeah, so the winner of that game will take on the winner of North Bayhaven and Bowles. Get out there and support those Lady Bucks.
Yeah, Buccaneers.
The RR. Those kind of Bucks. Not your Bucks. I don't know the sound a deer makes.
That's up in Southport.
Yeah. There you go. But yeah. What else you got for us, Jay?
Let's see.
I got plenty of stuff, but I just want to see what you would say if I asked you.
What do you want to know?
Everything.
You do?
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just me and you talking, right?
Yeah.
And David Hayes.
And a lot of people listening.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I hope so.
Oh, yeah.
There usually is.
Listening to the podcast.
Yeah, it's a great podcast. It's a great podcast. We got breaks and everything, commercials, all that good stuff.
Just glad it's Friday, you know?
Yeah.
It's sunny. Yeah. I mean, the forecast looks amazing.
I mean, it's we're probably going to go the entire month of October without a drop of rain.
How about that?
You know, it's making the wells work harder.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 But 65 degrees in the morning, just some natural conditioned air. I love it. Man.
Natural conditioned air.
Natural conditioned air.
Is it the air always naturally conditioned?
Oh, well, I mean, not at 65 degrees. When you wake up and it's 85 degrees, that's not conditioned.
Naturally.
It is naturally conditioned, but anyways, I'll punt. Let me punt.
I get it.
It's like natural air conditioning.
Air conditioning.
Yes.
Yeah. But I guess conditioned air, yeah.
The conditioned air that comes through your compressor and your condenser and all that stuff, that's not natural.
No, it's not.
Yeah. And you know this.
Yeah, you know that all too well.
Yeah, it's about chicken head. Yep. Show enough.
Show enough
chicken head.
All right, we'll go ahead and take a quick break. We got all your fantasy answers coming up here in the next segment as we'll be joined by Joe Bond. He is the he's the founder of Fantasy Six Pack, and we are looking forward to talking to him next. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd. So the Denver Broncos hammered the Saints in New Orleans 33-10. It didn't even feel that close. So when you go on the road like the Broncos did, on a short week with a rookie quarterback that didn't play well and win by 3 touchdowns, that's coaching.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays, ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Friday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a light breeze out of the south-southwest, sunshine and 83. Mostly clear skies tonight, a little cooler at 68 and a wind at 2 miles per hour coming out of the northwest. Tomorrow, sunny and a light breeze right around 5 miles per hour with a high of 83. About the same at 84 Sunday, and we'll have sunshine. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
All roads lead to adventures and a new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Get ready to forge a new path in 2025 and discover our new Kia SUV family. Bill Bird Kia is now offering 1.90% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. It's the best family SUV with third-row seating space for the entire family to unwind. Bill Bird Kia is the home of that 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 20 2435 East 15th Street, or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. Kia, movement that inspires.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento with $2,165 per month per $1,000 financed at 48 months. Quantities limited. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 10/31/24.
Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. This is not for the casual fan. This is for the warriors. This is for the legends.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
It's the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey on ESPN Northwest Florida.
I thought we did. Welcome back. I thought we did agree on we were just going to. So is that
we're just playing the clip?
Yeah. Well, I was going to introduce Joe, and then agree on we were just going to. So is that
we're just playing the clip? Let me get this all figured out.
All right, Joe, I've got a great clip that was going to bring you in today because it's talking about how difficult fantasy is, and this was a youngster in a car, and we're going to get it keyed up here in just a second.
We're going to have to let it play all the way through, and then
I can't rewind. Yeah, I can't send Facebook links, Jay. That's my fault.
yeah.
Because Facebook, you can't rewind.
It's live radio.
Yeah. That's why I like the old Twitter ones, man, because I could just...
Well, I can't find that one on... I'm sure it's on Twitter. It's just hard to find on Twitter.
No doubt. Yeah, it's all good, but we'll just keep on.
Keep on keeping on. Joe, you got to play the clip first, so hang tight because it's really funny, and you've probably seen it. Well, I'll say, have you seen it yet, Joe? Have you seen the clip of this kid riding? All right, here we go. Clip is ready.
I'm done with fantasy football.
Why? What happened?
Everything. All my players are getting hurt, and they're like some of the best ones.
Who's hurt now?
Chris Godwin's hurt. Now CeeDee Lamb's Deebo Samuel's in the hospital. And CJ Stroud can't do anything.
CJ Stroud's sucking right now?
And so is Chris. Cortland Sutton.
Hey. We gotta look at the waiver wire and keep it moving. That's all you can do.
Buddy, you just got to keep your head down. But hey, I think that's what we kind of all feel week in and week out with our fantasy leagues right now, given the we talk about it every week, Joe, but it just keeps continuing to pile up. Luckily, last night for all the Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua owners in fantasy, they probably felt a lot better. But, man, it just keeps happening week in and week out. I don't know when it's going to stop, but that young man in the back of that car, he can feel it. And I think a lot of us can as well. There's no doubt. How you doing today, Joe?
Yeah, good. I do feel just like that kid, man. Like it's unbelievable watching. There's a guy in my league, first place team, lost both Godwin and the other big receiver injury last week.
Mike Evans
lost both. No, he didn't have Evans and Godwin. There was, I'm blanking on the other name, but he lost two of his top receivers in the same week. Ayuk.
Oh, yeah, I should have known that one.
Yeah. So it was like he spent like half his fab on like Jalen or like Juwan Jennings, who now might not even
going to play this week. Yeah, I think.
And I'm like, oh no.
It's like, where do you go? Where do you go from here?
It's brutal.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, with that being said, obviously people are getting desperate with trying to fill some of these holes. Obviously, the guy number one in your league, that's two huge holes to fill. And you almost got to take some gambles when it comes to finding players to fill these huge holes. So any names out there that you've kind of been keying in on for people to try to find if you have lost a Chris Godwin, a Mike Evans, Deebo looks like he's going to play, so that kid should be a little bit happier. But I mean, hey, he wasn't on the injury report. That's one of those where I guarantee everybody had him in that needed him, and then obviously he's sick with pneumonia is what it turned out to be. I was like, everybody's like, he's going to have the Michael Jordan flu game. Well, flu versus pneumonia, if you have fluid in your lungs, pretty hard to run at a high speed and recover quickly. So, crazy stuff.
So, it's tough sledding out there right now. honestly, you've just got to look at the teams where we got these injured players, and that's the first place. So Juwan Jennings is still the guy that I would want to pick up. I think he's rostered in a good number of leagues, so he may not be out there. Ricky Pearsall is the guy, the next man up for San Fran. He actually played pretty well last week. Kind of got thrown into that wide receiver 1 role. I don't really think he was expecting to do that.
I don't think he was ready either. First ever NFL game, and you got guys like Ayuk and Debo and Juwan Jennings and normally in front of you, and then boom, all of a sudden you got to be the guy to go up against the Kansas City Chiefs of all teams.
Yeah.
And at one point it was our 4, 5, 6, and 7 receivers on the football field. And hey, that's football, right? Next man up. You got to be ready.
Yeah. I mean, you're never going to get one-to-one replacement with these guys. That's kind of how receivers work, unfortunately. Like we saw with the Rams, right? Kupp and Puka Nacua went out. The guys that fill in, it's not a one-to-one replacement. It's not like a running back. Running backs can sort of do it in some cases, right? It's just go handle the ball, find the hole, run. Like receivers, like it's just guys fit into a role, and then that's what they've learned. Guys go down in front of them. They don't fill in quite as well. Pretty rare, but yeah, Pearsall's my number 1. There's other guys like Jalen McMillan is only rostered in 46% of the Yahoo leagues right now. You can look at Sterling Shepard on the same team. You can look at Palmer on the same team. That's kind of a crapshoot. I don't really know, honestly, who is going to be the top guy. My pick is McMillan. He's been the best one of the bunch. Shepard is kind of the rusty old vet,
so to speak.
He's going to be around, and so maybe he gets trusted a little bit more, kind of a safer play. But, as you said, maybe you just got to shoot for the moon and just hope that one sticks. Damian Wicks is still out there in 33. He's only rostered in 33% of Yahoo leagues. That is shocking to me. I know the volume isn't quite there, but, man, you just want a high upside play. There you go. When he gets volume, he scores touchdowns. Like, that's the big thing with him. Honestly, there's not a lot else out there that really interests me. Keon Coleman, maybe, but I kind of think Amari Cooper gets more involved and kind of takes Coleman's role more so than Shakir gets kind of knocked down. It is not pretty out here. Honestly, there's just not a lot of receivers that I'm loving right now, but unfortunately, that's where people are getting, are really hurting after this last week.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great point. You're never going to find a one-to-one typically. I mean, it would be a huge anomaly if you something like that happened in the receiver side of things. So, hey, a lot of these times you just got to be okay with, hey, the guy may get 1.5 points, or if he has a decent game, gets 5 or 6 catches and maybe throws a touchdown in there, you get 10, 11, 12 points, something like that. So it's, you lost the workhorse, so you kind of got to be okay with it. But you know that there's probably guys in your league that you're playing against that are in the same situation. It's not just you, kid, in the back of that car that's losing all these people. There's other people as well losing people. I'll be interested to see if Cowing for the Niners can make an impact coming up on Sunday night, because I was looking at a good bit of his routes, he was able to actually get the separation versus against that Chiefs tough man coverage. But he just wasn't getting the ball a ton yet, because it takes time, Jay. It's just like when you're on the golf course, right?
Yeah.
You got to develop, with your caddy, so to speak. You got to develop that chemistry and that kind of stuff. And that's what people don't understand is when a new receiver gets thrown in the mix, this isn't somebody that the quarterback's used to throwing to.
Right.
So it's going to take time to build up that chemistry and build up that trust. One, that the receiver's going to run the right route in that tree on that play and is going to be open. And that's where you see sometimes when you have all these new guys in there, it leads to more interceptions. So that's another thing when you're looking at defenses. If you're doing, if you're looking for a defense, maybe look at some of those matchups with a lot of these teams that are putting in these deep receivers from the depth chart, because if they're not on the same page, it may not be on the quarterback, it may be on the wide receiver. But interesting times nonetheless. Like you always do every week, Joe, usage is a big thing. Let's talk about some of the people that are healthy and making an impact in fantasy right now.
Yeah, so the first one I want to target here or kind of highlight here is the New York Giants backfield. Now, they got embarrassed by the Eagles, so take this game with a grain of salt, but it was the first game back with Devin Singletary. Tyrone Tracy had been doing very well, replacing him. In a blowout per se. Like the score doesn't really say as bad as a blowout as this was. Like it was embarrassing. The Giants offense could do nothing. But in a game where they were having to play catch up, Tyrone Tracy was on the field 37 snaps compared to Singletary's 12. Whew. So that immediately tells me that Tracy is the guy that they are going to use when they're having to play catch up and in passing down situations. Then you look at the actual rushing attempts. Tracy had 6, Singletary had 5. So maybe in a more competitive game, we see Singletary get a little bit more, but right now, everything is leaning Tracy's way. It could also be that it was Singletary's first game back. I want to give it at least one more week, hopefully in a more competitive game for the Giants to kind of see how this goes. But right now, I am leaning way more heavily in Tracy's favor than I am Singletary's at this point. And so that's very interesting. And, I mean, you got to imagine, like, the Giants probably are going to be in negative game scripts more often than not. So that also plays into Tracy's favor. Another one here, I just kind of want to go back to the Browns. Nick Chubb's first game back. That was awesome to see. This offense is in trouble. Like, they can't do anything. Luckily, Chubb got in the end zone, but he's not Nick Chubb of old. Obviously, first game back, you don't expect a whole lot. But in his 11 carries, which was, I mean, quite honestly, probably more than I thought he'd get, considering they had 2, half-decent backs behind him, Pierre Strong and Donald Foreman. Only 22 yards. He just happened to get into the end zone. Yeah. He's going to need that, I think, going forward. The offensive line hasn't been very good for the Browns. And now without Watson, maybe it's an improvement for the offense. But, they're getting Winston, who hopefully can just chuck it downfield and just move this offense, in crazy spurts like he does at times in his career. It's going to be really hard to trust Nick Chubb. In my opinion, if you have anybody in your league who is just like, oh, Nick Chubb's back, let me go get Nick Chubb, trade him now before they realize it's just not going to work. Because I really don't have a lot of faith in Nick Chubb or this offense. On the receiver side, Amari Cooper, now with the Bills, the number of snaps we saw, only 19, was not a great amount. So it's really, hard to take a lot away from that. But the usage he had when he was on the field, he ran 12 routes, got 5 targets in just 19 snaps, and got a touchdown. Yeah. So, once he gets up to speed with his offense and we see his snap count kind of go back to a full-time role, which I expect, if not this week, next week, he could legit be a, wide receiver 2, high-end wide receiver 2 the rest of the way. You have to like what you see immediately from there. Keon Coleman, like I mentioned in kind of the waiver wire section that we just talked about, I think we're going to see him get hit the hardest when Cooper gets more involved. But honestly, this is going to open up the offense for everybody. Like nobody really was scared by this receiving core, and they could just play kind of a flat coverage across the board, cover everybody evenly. It wasn't a big deal. Well, now with Cooper there, they're going to have to shift coverage that way. So it could open up things for Coleman, Shakir, hopefully Dalton Kincaid, because I know a lot of people spent up for him in drafts, and I'm one of them. So that's what I'm looking at. And don't look now, man, but Romeo Doubs is starting to become a very trustworthy target in Green Bay. Like, we've struggled to see a consistent number 2 target in Green Bay for a while. It's been Jaden Reed, and then everybody else just sort of passes the baton off as to whose week it is.
Yeah, it's kind of been
2 weeks in a row now. Dobbs has been really, really good. So I am liking some Romeo Doubs going forward. And, maybe him just being the squeaky wheel worked.
Yep, no doubt. I mean, I've had him on my bench in my one Yahoo league for a while now, and I've finally made the decision that it's time, because I can't keep leaving Cortland Sutton in my flex position and him just not ever living up to what he's supposed to be doing. That's for sure. But hey, that's why it's fantasy football. All right, real quick, Joe, a couple start sits like we always do. We'll go through the quarterbacks here real quick. I got Kirk Cousins or Baker Mayfield.
This one's rough. I still have Baker higher. Cousins just, outside of the one game.
Yeah,
Cousins just really is just not, he's game managing it. He's getting it done. Drake London's doing fine. Mooney's doing good with volume, just targets. Pitts is starting to pick things up, but, now we're seeing Bijan and even Algier get more and more involved. So it's just taking away from Cousins' overall line. And I know Mayfield's dealing with not a lot of receivers at this point. This one could switch at the end of the day. I think I kind of was half expecting Evans to play this week, but it's not looking like that. So I'm not really liking any of these options, honestly. I would go out there and look to see if maybe Tua was dropped, because it sounds like he's coming back. So I would go snag him and throw him in the lineup instead.
There you go. And that's going to bring me to one of our wide receiver start sits here just a little bit. Next, I got Caleb Williams or Jordan Love.
I would love to start either one of these. Yeah. Obviously, Caleb Williams gets the Commanders'
terrible defense.
Secondary.
Yep.
But even worse secondary is the Jacksonville Jaguars, and so I am all in on Green Bay this week. That passing attack, I want every piece of it I possibly can get. So Jordan Love is way up there in my rankings.
There you go. All right, last but not least, Joe Burrow or Kyler Murray?
Yeah, I've got these two back to back. I lean Joe Burrow. He's been cruising. Murray is a little up and down, so I struggle to throw him in over somebody as consistent and trustworthy as Joe Burrow.
Right, because you got to take consistency over huge upside, but also a potential very, very low scoring as well.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, in the wide receiver categories, this is kind of a next man up, start 'em, sit 'em. Ricky Pearsall or Jalen McMillan?
Yeah, so my initial rankings that I posted last night, and Wednesday really, I put it's McMillan. Again, this could change really quickly if Debo goes out. But sounds like right now we could be looking at a Debo start. Yeah. So this will change really quickly though if Debo does not play.
Gotcha. So Debo's out, you're going with Pearsall. If Debo's in, you're going with McMillan.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, next, the two Kansas City Chiefs, one new, both technically new, just one's been on the team the whole season. The one just came over. That's DeAndre Hopkins or Xavier Worthy?
You got to go with Worthy still at this point. I'm not trusting Hopkins. Like, you see a lot of receivers go to Kansas City via trade midseason, and they do absolutely nothing. It is kind of bizarre what happens over there. And Hopkins not really Hopkins anymore. So, yeah, I'll pass on Hopkins this week.
There you go. And then last but not least, in the wide receivers, Tyreek Hill or Jamar Chase?
Can I start both?
No.
No, give me Chase. I like how he's been playing. Tyreek Hill is obviously amazing, and so I want to get him in my lineups as well if I possibly can. And with Tua returning, that's going to be a huge boost to him. But maybe give Tua one game under his belt before you throw him over somebody like Chase.
Yeah, because obviously if you've got Tyreek, you've been really disappointed since Tua's been out. But yes. That's where those quarterbacks matter. All right, just give me the name, running backs: Joe Mixon, Saquon Barkley.
I will go Mixon.
James Conner or Devon Achane?
Oh, Achane.
Rachaad White or Josh Jacobs, who caught his first ever touchdown pass last week, which is wild to think about.
It's amazing, huh? Josh Jacobs.
All right, there you go. Well, Joe, we appreciate your time and appreciate the little hiccup to our start there, but definitely wanted to get that funny clip in. You can go check out Joe at fantasy6pack.net. You can also follow him on X. We appreciate you always, Joe. Good luck this weekend.
All right, you too, guys. Have a good one.
Take care. You guys are listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Listen tomorrow. I'll try to get Coach Brown to say something to make you guys mad. Good morning.
Give you a holler, make sure that they had you off suicide alert.
Then I forget.
We don't know. We're making it up.
Yeah.
But it's good for radio.
Right. We'll make some more stuff up next week.
Yeah. It'll be worse tomorrow.
Weekday morning 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Bestway Portable Buildings has been your portable building specialist since 1989. Before you invest your hard-earned money someplace else, owner Jason Mulder invites you to stop by Bestway and get a quote on just about any size building. And whether you buy with Bestway or not, it's worth the trip just to meet Bestway Buddy. Say hello, buddy. Good boy. Bestway Portable Buildings, just north of Hartz Marine on 231, and online at bestwayportablebuildings.com. The best in portable, period. Tell them Buddy sent ya.
Time for new tires? Nobody knows your Toyota better. And this month, when you buy 3 tires, you get the 4th for just $1. Schedule your service online or give us a call at Panama City Toyota.
Offer expires October 31st. For details, visit PanamaCityToyota.com.
Time for new tires? Nobody knows your Toyota better. And this month, when you buy 3 tires, you get the 4th for just $1. Schedule your service online or give us a call at Panama City Toyota.
Offer expires October 31st. For details, visit PanamaCityToyota.com.
It's football season, and that boot store reminds you to roll tide. Go Noles, War Eagles, sick 'em dogs, and go Gators. Before the cold weather hits, shop that boot store for all your winter western wear and Carhartt work clothes to keep you warm on the job. That boot store, where God is good all the time. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 till 5, and Friday and Saturday, 9 till 5:30. Next to Bill Burke Kia, 15th Street, Panama City, that boot store.
Welcome to the Inside Drive, the next big thing.
It's a big, huge, giant deal.
Sports betting, huge reactions, your calls and real-time coverage of the stories you're following. Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Kids are in town for a funeral. Pack the car, dry your eyes. I know they got plenty of young blood left in them, and plenty nights under the pink sky you taught them to enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, bringing us back in. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Got a great lineup of NFL games coming up this weekend. Of course, we are also your home for the Auburn Tigers taking on Kentucky this weekend, and I believe that one's a 6:30 start. Coverage
starts at 5:45.
Game starts at 6:45. That's right. Kentucky, Auburn still looking for that first SEC victory of the season. Some pretty crazy stats for the Auburn Tigers as well. I wasn't going to talk about this, but I guess I will. I think I sent it to the guys. Just a little surprising what they've as good as they've played, quote unquote. It just it doesn't make that much sense. So Auburn, 27 FBF offenses have averaged at least 6.5 yards per play this season. 29 FBF defenses have allowed 5.0 yards per play or less this season. Only 7 FBS teams are doing both of that. That's Army, Indiana, Ohio State, Ole Miss, Penn State, and Texas, in addition to the Auburn Tigers, who are somehow only 2-5 this season. The other 6 teams that have that combined stats are 36-4. You know the difference, Jay?
What's that?
Turnovers.
Yep.
Doesn't matter how much yards per play you have or how much you're stopping the other team per play. If you're turning the ball over quite a bit, you're not going to win football games. But hopefully the Auburn Tigers can find a way to get one done against Kentucky. Again, we're your home for the Auburn Tigers here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Coverage starts at 5:45. Kickoff at 6:45 up there in Lexington. Also got a good NFL slate going on this weekend. Sunday we start with the coverage at 11 a.m. Then we're going to have the Falcons at the Bucks at 12, followed by the Chiefs and the Raiders, and then a little Sunday night football. The Dallas Cowboys traveling over there to Santa Clara to take on the San Francisco 49ers. Then Monday night football, as we always do here on ESPN Northwest Florida. That's the Giants at the Steelers. Coverage starts at 6:30. Kick right there at 7:15. Jay, you know, I think you were here when we were talking about Tua and the concussions, and you know, like, should he not play anymore? Should he keep playing? Like, it's at the end of the day, it's the player's decision. And Dan Patrick, I don't think you were actually here that day because I think me and Dave were talking about that. Dan Patrick had a monologue about you know, what he thinks, you know, because he's seen a lot of people in their 50s and 60s and all that stuff, and they're just not the same person anymore.
Right.
So he's seen it firsthand. But kind of on the flip side of that, Tua's obviously he's not wearing a guardian cap. He's going to continue to play. Hopefully he always slides from here on out instead of going to try to take on defenders head first. But, you know, my boy, Grayson McCall, he played at Coastal Carolina for 4 years. His last year was this year he's been playing at NC State. He took a really vicious head-on collision last year with Coastal. He was in the hospital for a little while, and then it was a couple weeks ago, he took another vicious, it was basically 3 defenders had targeted him all at the same time. Just a wicked hit to the head from 3 different people. He posted on his social media accounts earlier this week, and I'm just going to read it real fast if I can. As a young kid, I never wanted to watch cartoons or do things that most other kids were doing. As a young kid, I wanted to watch football and run around with the ball in my hand. Throughout that time, I developed a deep love and passion for the game. Through God's work and some pretty good genetics, I found out I could be better than all the other kids if I just kept working at it. As I began to develop and grow, I envisioned this crazy dream for myself to grow up and be just like the guys I was watching on TV. From Porter Ridge to Conway and this past year in Raleigh, this journey has been better than any dream I could have ever envisioned. This game has taken me to places I never thought I would go and has shaped my family and I in ways I never imagined. I have made so many memories that will stay with me forever, and I am so grateful for that. Unfortunately, my dream has been cut just short. As you all know, I've battled injuries throughout my whole career, but this is one I cannot come back from. I've done everything I can to continue, but this is where the good Lord has called me to serve in a different space. Brain specialists, my family, and I have come to the conclusion that it is in my best interest to hang the cleats up. As I feel the whole world is being taken from me, I feel some sense of contentment. Every time my feet hit the grass, I left every single ounce of myself on the field. I've always played my hardest and to the best of my ability because I never knew what would be my last play. I have no regrets throughout my career, and that is something I can be proud of. I want to use this time to show my appreciation to everyone who has been along for the ride, to my family, my friends, my teammates, my fans, and all the coaches who have poured into me over the years. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Without you all, none of this would have ever been possible. I look forward to taking my passion and love for the game into the coaching space to serve and lead the next group of kids with a dream. Thank you. Grayson McCall's statement after he announced his retirement earlier this week.
That's just a brutal sport. I mean, you know, if you're playing football, you got to have a plan B, in my opinion. Well, I know everybody has to have a plan B, but...
Well, and the reason I kind of bring it up is because it's kind of a stark contrast. And again, it's completely your decision. You're your own person. You can make whatever decision you want. But let's look at the contrast between himself and what's happening with Tua. Yeah. Tua has had multiple severe concussions. This last concussion kept him out for weeks. And, you know, each concussion you have, that next one could potentially, cost your life.
Right.
And, he's going back out there. He's obviously in the NFL, so he's made a bunch of money. Grayson McCall's a college athlete. I know he had a few NIL deals. But, even if he were to stop playing, he's still guaranteed a good bit of money. But, and it's just a tough thing to wrestle with, because you grow up. Like Grayson said in his post, he loved football. He lived for football. Football was his life.
Yeah.
And to be able to understand that, to walk away from that because the rest of your life, you want to have a good rest of your life. And like you said, it is a brutal sport. Every time you step out there on the field, you're taking a huge risk. A lot of other things kind of in the same capacity there. But, what are your thoughts on this huge difference between one gentleman that is obviously at a huge risk, and he's probably one other hit to the head from something really, really bad happening, versus, a younger guy who's only been playing at the college level, deciding to walk away to make sure the rest of his life he can, and again, we could walk out the door and get hit by a car any day. But that's a little bit different, because this is you're going out onto the football field. You're choosing to take that risk.
There's two words that come to mind. I think maturity versus ego. From Tua's standpoint, he may still have that ego of like, I'm still the best at this and I'm going to continue to move on. And we're talking about two different kind of generations here, right? Because Grayson's, 20 years old. 20,
no, he's
is he older?
Well, he's probably 23, 24, because he's been playing college football for so long.
I got you. And then Tua maybe
probably
close to
27, 26, 27, something like that, probably.
So, that's just my two, I've got two words there, maturity and ego. And I think Grayson is very mature for, his age, and he's obviously got something bigger planned.
Yeah.
With his life, and Tua's just kind of holding on to that football, and I don't know.
One's in the NFL too, and the other one's not.
Right,
so that's another factor when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Well, I think it's funny. Tua's holding on to that football, and that's like one of the issues, right? Get rid of that thing, Tua. Get rid of that
slide, baby, slide.
Right.
And I get wearing a Guardian cap. It's different. It's heavier. It's not what you're used to. But if there's something you can legally play with that'll help, quote unquote, and will it actually? I don't know. That's not my thing to talk about, whether it'll help or not. But yeah, just wanted to share that. Obviously, I got Grayson McCall's head on the back of my laptop, and I've always been a huge Grayson McCall fan.
Oh, that's his head?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
He had a little NIL deal there with Native Sons. But yeah, I just love the way he played, because he left, not that all these people don't, but he literally left every ounce on that football field when he played football. And, you got to respect a guy like that. You got to respect, both of these players' decisions to continue playing and to not continue.
That's right. That's right.
Speaking of college football, huge slate this weekend, Jay. Big slate of football. You got Notre Dame 12, Navy. They're 24, 6-0. That's a big matchup. I think Navy's getting like 12.5, something like that. Illinois is traveling a couple time zones to play the 7-0 number 1 ranked Oregon Ducks. Illinois is currently ranked 20th in the AP poll. Missouri traveling down there for homecoming to Tuscaloosa in the Alabama Crimson Tide. That is 15th ranked Alabama, 21 ranked Missouri. Missouri has kind of, I won't say struggled, but hadn't played to the level that they played earlier in the season. And Alabama really cannot afford to lose this game should they want to make the college football playoff. So big homecoming matchup there in Tuscaloosa. And then the one that I think may get some of the most eyes this week, because they're going to hope that they can do what they did to Alabama, and that's number 25 Vanderbilt hosting number 5 Texas. And that would just be wild if Vanderbilt knocked off Texas and Alabama in the same year. So I know a lot of people are probably rooting for the Commodores this weekend, unless you're a Texas Longhorn fan. So that's another big game coming up. And then number 8 LSU versus number 14 Texas A&M. A huge game for both of those programs and their college football playoff hopes. Both 6-1. Both kind of need to win that game to keep their season going and a chance to make those playoffs. Then you got Syracuse and Pitt. That actually happened last night. Pretty wild stuff from that game. Former Ohio State quarterback Kyle McCord threw 5 interceptions in that game. I think he threw the ball 64 times. First ever time that there's been 3 pick sixes in one quarter. The first quarter he threw 3 pick sixes.
The Hall of Shame.
The Hall of Shame. But he stayed in there. passed it 64 times, and I forget the final score of that one, but Pittsburgh did end up obviously beating Syracuse with 3 pick sixes. Then you got Boise State and the Heisman favorite right now, and that's Ashton Jeanty. They're hosting UNLV in that one. Washington traveling over to Indiana. Indiana is doing College Game Day for the first time in their history, I believe. And Oklahoma taking on number 18 ranked Ole Miss. Penn State, Wisconsin at Wisconsin. Little jump around action. And then SMU 6-1 versus Duke 6-1. That's a big time ACC implication game as well. So quite the slate this upcoming weekend in college football. And really, I mean, I think we're seeing that as a result of this conference realignment. Is, some weekends you'd have maybe 1, maybe 2 really big matchups, and then last weekend and this weekend you're talking about 8, 9 really huge football games and what implications they have. So the realignment obviously is kind of shaping the direction of college football, but at the same time providing a little bit more entertainment out there for the college football fan. What do you think about that?
I mean, yeah, you could get like a conference like Conference USA, get into that top 12, and that's kind of cool. That's kind of what everybody's kind of looking for, right?
Sure.
You got, I know Jacksonville State took care of business against Georgia Southern last night.
Ooh.
So yeah, we'll see. I think it'd be good to see some crazy no-name team. Not a no-name team, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, they got that 12th spot's going to be kind of reserved for the best group of 5 team, and there's a lot of teams trying to make their case. Right. As we mentioned, I don't think we have much time left, but Kennesaw State was a 27.5-point underdog, and they beat Liberty last night.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That's one of the bigger upsets in college football in a long time.
Absolutely.
So that just goes to show you, Liberty was one of those teams. Liberty was the team I picked to grab that 12th spot, and obviously that's now out the window. But that's what makes it college football and a lot of fun. We got to go ahead and take a quick break. When we get back, it'll be time for our afternoon delight debrief. And Jay, I got a couple a couple interesting ones. One that may make your head spin a little bit.
Okay.
Listen to the Inside Drive. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to go under the lights? Mosley Dolphin football is back.
Wide open down the sideline.
ESPN Northwest Florida brings you live play-by-play coverage all season long. With David Hayes.
Touchdown, Mosley Dolphin.
And Kyle Wright.
You take the top off the defense, and the interception turns into points for the Mosley offense.
Exclusively on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Friday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a light breeze out of the south-southwest, sunshine and 83. Mostly clear skies tonight, a little cooler at 68 and a wind at 2 miles per hour coming out of the northwest. Tomorrow, sunny and a light breeze right around 5 miles per hour with a high of 83. About the same at 84 Sunday, and we'll have sunshine. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hello, this is Rick Vosser with RV of Panama City, your local Stormore portable building dealer, located at 2241 East Baldwin Road. Shopping for a garage, portable building, cabin? We build them anywhere from 8 to 16 foot wide, 10 feet to 60 feet long. We can do insulation, electricity, transom dormers, thermal windows. Come, let's customize a building together. Rick Vossen, Stormore Portable Building Dealer, Panama City.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota. ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's time to pick your path and go big, go bold. You can drive away in a new 2024 Telluride from Bill Bird Kia. The 2024 Telluride protects what matters, and it's built for the long haul. Its technology will connect with confidence, and upscale all-around rugged look will take you onto your next adventure. The road is yours. Bill Bird Kia, the home of that 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. 20-year, 200,000-mile warranties and Bill Bird Kia warranty.
And now, the afternoon delight debrief with the 3 degenerates from the Inside Drive. Live from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studios.
Afternoon delight.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Gonna find my baby, gonna hold her tight, gonna grab some afternoon delight. My motto's always been, when it's right, why wait until the middle of a cold, dark night, when everything's a little clearer in the light of day. And we know the night is always gonna be there anyway. Thinking of you's working up my appetite, looking forward to a little afternoon delight. Rubbing sticks and stones together makes the sparks ignite, and the thought of loving you is getting so exciting. Sky rockets in flight. Boom! Afternoon delight. There we go. That's it, Jay Henley. You did it. Yeah. We've been asking for it for a long time. Easy peasy, little Starland vocal band, also made famous from the movie Anchorman. But you are listening to The Inside Drive. We are live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Having fun, as it is Friday. When you hear that beautiful Taylor guitar, you know which day it is, no doubt about that. Sir. But you're listening to us on 104.3, and hopefully you don't turn it off after we sang there, but hopefully it was kind of fun. Oh, got a little text
I already
message.
got a text. Yeah.
Beauty. That's right. That was for you. That was for you, Marty,
Yes,
from Boston.
sir.
I just channeled my inner Ron Burgundy and had some fun in that one. But we're still going to have to get everybody in and cut that one day. That'd be a lot of fun. And then we don't have to do it live. We could just play it as we come in. But 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, 101.9 down there in Port St. Joe. You can watch, like, listen, comment, subscribe, share. All that on social media, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We stream all shows live every day, Monday through Friday. You can also follow us on X. That's 104 or ESPN PC 104.3. Kind of rhymes a little bit there. And then, of course, Jay, where can you download the free mobile app?
Google Play or Apple Store.
Bing!
Yes.
You got it right. I'm very proud of you. Very, very proud of you.
104.3.
That's it. Yeah. And then it pops right up there in your Google Play or your Apple Store. No doubt about that. You can also go to ESPNPC.com. We're doing a 3-day free trial of Lucid Streams. If you don't cancel before the trial ends, then, of course, you're paying for it. But why not pay for it anyway? It's only $40 a month. Code ESPN-NW. All the NHL, all the NBA, all the NFL. Baseball's pretty much over, but you can watch that too. The World Series starts tonight. And of course, all the pay-per-view events, MMA fights, boxing matches. You got Jake Paul, Mike Tyson coming up here in about 2 or 3 weeks-ish. So all that'll be right there on Lucid Streams right now, offering a free 3-day trial so you can see if you like it or not. But I guarantee you are certainly going to like it, especially the price. Also want to mention we got a big open house, broker open house, and regular open house coming up this weekend. It's over there on the beautiful investment property that features multiple bedrooms, huge ROI, 30% ROI. It brings in $252,000 in rental income a year. And the best part, Jay?
What's that?
It's got a pickleball court.
No way.
Right there in the backyard.
All right.
Can't beat it.
Yes, sir.
If you can't beat it, join it.
That's right.
And that's pickleball. Everybody's doing that. So go check out that broker open house. That's going to be Sunday, this Sunday, coming up October 27th from 1 to 3 p.m. Some door prizes being given away, some light refreshments as well. Come check out that property. That is being listed by Beth Mulvey, my beautiful wife, with Beach House Sales and Development. Also want to give a shout out with Beach House Sales Development. They welcomed a new agent. That is Amanda German. She just joined the team, and looking forward to all the expertise she brings to the table in the real estate community, as she's been doing it since 2007. So appreciate everything Beach House Sales Development does. And, of course, got to thank our studio sponsor as well. That's Bill Kramer, GM, and Kramer Marine and Outdoor. Jay, where are they located?
Corner of Frankfurt and 23rd Avenue.
Whoa, you said it.
Did I say it right? 23rd and Frankfurt.
Yeah.
Frankfurt and 23rd.
Frankfurter. Hot dog.
Uh-huh.
I see there's, speaking of hot dogs, I see some Vienna sausages over there by you.
David Hayes gifted me with some chicken Vienna sausage.
You looked hungry.
And I am
brought
hungry.
you your fork.
Yeah, you did. And that would be a golf tee.
Do you use a golf tee at home?
Yeah.
Sometimes?
Sometimes.
You ever has them little, what do you call them, little?
Chopsticks.
No, the hot dogs, the little small ones.
Cocktail wieners?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wrap them in
pigs in a blanket.
Well, then they
Pigs in a
become
blanket.
pigs in a blanket.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you could put them in a crock pot with like grape jelly or something.
Grape jelly.
My friend's wife does it.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
That's a southern tradition, as I've learned.
There good, Bobby.
The only thing is you got to make sure you turn off that crock pot when you're done cooking, because then the guy who has to clean it has to scrape the burnt sauce off the bottom.
Dawn takes care of everything.
Does she?
Yeah. D-A-W-N.
Okay, I need to get me a Dawn then.
Yeah.
That's how you spell the name Dawn, too. Thanks for clarifying the soap by spelling it for me.
Not D-O-N, D-A-W-N.
No, yes, that's Dawn, D-A-W-N. That's how you spell Dawn.
Yeah.
The woman.
But if you say Dawn.
Hey,
Donnie, how you doing?
Well, Donnie, now you're definitely making it more of a male thing there. That's for sure. But yeah, last week you drank a little Vienna sausage juice live on the air. I'm not gonna make you do it again today.
Thank you.
When you choke on your drink, that's droking.
There you go.
That's right.
We've invented a new word.
Yes, we have.
Today. But yes, don't droke on your Vienna sausage juice. That's for sure. All right, I've got some afternoon delight debriefs. This one may take me a second, but it more has to do with something kind of, it's usually crazy stuff, but this is like some wow stuff today. So, Jay, I know you're going to have a tough time with this, but if you want to try wrapping your head around how many planets actually exist, here's the math, and it's unbelievable. The observable universe has 2 trillion galaxies. Each galaxy has 1 billion stars, approximately 1 billion stars. Each star has about 1.6 planets. Multiplying these gives you 3.2 times 10 to the 23rd power planets in the observable universe. Now, here's where it gets scary. According to the measurements of the curvature of the universe, it's estimated that the unobservable universe is 23 trillion light years in diameter. Minimum, some of those theories suggest that it's infinite. According to the volume, that's 15,126,368 times greater than its observable. You following me?
I'm with you.
Good.
Yeah.
That means that there are 3.2 times 10 to the 23rd power times 15.126 million planets in total, in the total universe as a minimum. If you want to try picturing this as a number, let's compare it to all the sand on our planet. There are about 7.5 sextillion, that's 7.5 times 10 to the 21st power, grains of sand on Earth. This is where it gets nuts. Taking the total planets from earlier, we find each grain of sand represents not 1, but 1 billion planets.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
And we have all of Earth's grains to count. Take a moment and think of a single beach and how each grain is not a planet, it's 1 billion planets. Now you have to count every beach and every ocean. That is a minimum. And this is a minimum. It's almost certainly larger, possibly infinite. Kind of hard to define. Everything in our minds has an end. Kind of hard to define something that's infinite. No doubt about that. But man, think about that. Every grain of sand on Earth represents 1 billion planets.
My head is spinning.
No doubt. Just like all the planets out there.
Oh yeah,
that's a lot of planets.
Jeez,
you can't even do that kind of math on your phone calculator because it doesn't go that far.
That's right.
So I got to use those powers. You remember using power when you were doing math?
No, I never got that far.
No?
No.
You didn't do 9 to the 10th power and stuff like that?
No, never got that far.
Never got that far?
Mm-hmm. Nope. Only made it to Algebra 1.
Really?
Yeah, that was it.
It all makes sense.
I didn't think Algebra 2 had much for me there.
You're just like, no, I'm good?
Yeah.
One's enough.
That's it.
2's too many.
That's right.
Oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. I talked about the glasses, right? The glasses and Justin Jefferson's vision, how he's almost perfectly, both of he's not no, that might have just been me and David.
Okay.
We talked about the glasses, the dominant eye, and how Justin Jefferson's eyes are pretty much the same. He has no dominance in his eye. That's why he can see and catch pretty much everything out there.
Huh.
Yep. But these it was a good one. I'm not gonna dive into it for you today, but
interesting.
We talked about what day was that? Probably Tuesday.
Okay.
Tuesday.
Okay.
Because you were here Wednesday. Yeah, you were here with the comedian.
I'm on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule.
Yeah, a little 3 days a week. I get it. Get it. Makes sense. Next week there's no Monday for you.
And Tuesday.
Man. Well, Tuesdays I'm used to it. It's all right. I got Brad and Doc A both on that day. So.
Nice.
But you got any there, Jay?
Well, I was listening on. I don't know. I was listening the other day. Scariest haunted house in Tennessee requires a 40-page waiver. Doctor's note and a safe word. So not only a 40-page waiver.
Sounds like your Friday night.
Doctor's note and a safe word. You really don't want to do this, is the way the article says it. But this is what every person must utter after failing to complete a tour of McCamey Manor. This is in Somerville, Tennessee. Russ McCamey owns and operates the most terrifying haunted house experience in America, one you're not allowed to attend until you watch a 2-hour-long video, sign a 40-page waiver, create a safe word, pass a physical, and many, many more. If you do make it through this, it's $20,000 to the winner. No one's ever done it.
Wow.
No one has ever done it.
Sounds like you need to go up there.
No, I couldn't do it.
No?
No.
Come on.
No.
20 grand?
No.
You might die, but it'd be worth it.
So why wouldn't you want to do this? Well, it's not easy as just a bag of dog food, as you've probably gathered by now. The Manor's website lists 7 must-do items before the tour can begin. You must be 21 years old, complete the sports physical, pass a background check, be screened via Facebook, FaceTime, or your iPhone, proof of medical insurance, sign the 40-page waiver, pass a drug test on the day of the show. You got to pass that drug test. There's also a 2-hour movie Russ requires you to watch before visiting the Manor, the video, and Then There Was None, that's the name of the video, is a collection of every contestant who attempted McCamey Manor between July 2017 and August 2019. I mean, they pull teeth in there. It's crazy. I think the chainsaws actually have chains on them. That's bizarre.
I mean,
would you do it? Would you attempt it?
No.
I mean, nobody's ever done it.
No,
I ain't doing nothing. If someone's got a chainsaw around me that's got a chain on it, I'm going to have a gun that's got a bullet in it.
Yeah, no. I think, I think they got there's a Hulu show about it, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, The Monster Inside, America's Most Extreme Haunted House. You just found a show for me to watch. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Man, that would be a good one.
I think I've heard about this before, just because you actually physically get hurt.
That's crazy,
man. Some people are into some crazy stuff. But nobody survived. Does it say how many people have attempted it?
I'd have to look a little further to see, but no one's made it. And, typically, like, it's 30 minutes for any other haunted mansion, right? This is a full day. You have to last the full day.
Man, this is a legit, like, scary movie episode.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone's ever died or not. I mean, it doesn't say anything about someone dying, but
I feel like if somebody died, they probably wouldn't allow it to be open. But hey, I don't know. Hey, they've also got a Netflix episode as well, Jay. It's called The Dark Tourist, Episode 8, The Art of the Scare.
Yeah, that'd be a good Saturday night, midnight kind of just flip it on the tube.
Would you have your couch fort up to protect you?
I would.
Would you make a roof for your couch fort just to feel extra safe?
Yes, I would.
Bring in some additional cushions for
extra blankets for security.
Yeah, those blankets.
They do provide security.
That's it. So all you got to do is stick a blanket in here and you're good.
Yeah.
It's definitely on Netflix. I wonder if it's year round or just open. Nashville, Tennessee, and Huntsville, Alabama. There's more than. Man,
when's the last time you've been to anything
haunted?
Yeah,
it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while for me.
Look, they got lots of pictures.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, just go to McCameyManor.com. Click on photos. They got movies, YouTube movies, all sorts of stuff. They're putting.
Ooh,
this is nuts.
Yeah.
Yikes. Well, thanks for terrifying me today live on the air. I'm not going to sleep too well tonight. Shoo! Yeah, this is. I think even if you worked as one of the people doing the scaring, you would be terrified.
I know, right?
I mean, I don't even want to talk about what's popping up on this stuff. I feel like I needed to be 21 just to enter this website. Right. They got a lot of YouTube movies on it, though, so I think we should dive into some of those, Jay.
I just would like to interview the person that's made it the furthest thus far. I would love to interview.
Is this still open?
I don't know.
All right, let's Google because
I mean,
I feel like I heard something of when it said that it wasn't open anymore. is McCamey.
I mean, they've covered themselves as far as the waiver and the health insurance. I mean, I don't know what else is left. Maybe Social Security number.
Here we go. Update to the story. Extreme Haunted House, McCamey Manor owner faces charges.
Oh, boy.
Lawrence County, Tennessee. The owner of a Middle Tennessee haunted attraction known for its intense scare tactics has been charged with attempted second-degree murder, rape, and domestic assault. Court records from the Lawrence County Sheriff's Office, stop with the pop-ups, show that Russ Allen McCamey was arrested at his...
I think I watched that Hulu thing or whatever. Yeah, I would never, ever,
pure torture.
Ever. Yeah, it is.
Literally.
Like, what? How many times were you dropped on your head as a baby to want that to happen to you?
Right.
Like, to sign up for it. No, not to sign up for it. You're not volunteering for this. It's not like you're volunteering at the Ryder Cup where you pay $350 to become a volunteer, which is absolutely asinine. But you are paying to get tortured.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Just go to the Middle East.
Yeah.
You can make it happen that way. You just might not come back from it.
You might not come back from this either, but I mean, it doesn't look like it's open anymore. But yeah, this New York Post article basically says, Extreme Haunted House accused of being a torture chamber under disguise. Comes with a 40-page waiver, as you mentioned, as it calls for its shutdown to intensify. I guess people were tired of it.
What would be your safe word? Like, how does that work? Do you get to pick your safe word, or they give you the safe word?
I think you get to pick, but I wouldn't trust that if you say it that they're going to stop.
I know, right? It's got to be one safe word.
My safe word would have been, I'm not signing this waiver.
Safe words, plural, plural. You're like, I'm not even doing this in the beginning. Yeah, I don't.
Mine be stop.
Stop. That's fair. That's fair. Oh, goodness.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, there's a lot of articles on this bad boy. Thanks for bringing it up, Jay.
Hey, absolutely.
I mean, Halloween's right around the corner.
I mean, I was listening to another radio station locally, about it. I was like, man, this is intriguing. So, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good. Good. Thanks for. We started with singing "Afternoon Delight," and we're getting close to ending this segment with talking about pure torture in haunted houses. I know there is a lot of good haunted houses, and I think Wampy Jack's haunted house is still rocking and rolling. I think they do this week or this Friday, tonight, and tomorrow night, and then they do Halloween night as well. But hey, they're not torturing you there at Swampy Jack's. I promise that. Well, I can't promise because I don't really know, but I'm going to assume that they are certainly not doing that. But hey, people like that adrenaline rush.
I guess.
This is a whole other level of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder how long it's been operating until somebody decided to shut it down.
Yeah, good question.
It sounds like his girlfriend went in there, and that's what kind of led to the charges being official. But yeah.
Anything with Manor, I don't know. Oh, they've had movies before
where our house is called Magnolia Manor.
Oh, shoot.
So,
but no, there's a movie like something Manor. It's got.
I know what you're talking about because I was going to say the same comment before. Mystic Manor or something like that.
Something like that.
But yeah, anytime you throw Manor in there, it just immediately makes it creepy.
Yeah, right. It does.
Maybe that's why Ryan won't go downstairs without the lights on.
There you go. We figured it out.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
makes sense.
McCamey Manor? No, that's the one.
That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
That's the first thing that came up.
Yeah. Doesn't take much to find. I know there's a lot of really cool ones around here as well. If you're into just being terrified, which I prefer being calm and comfortable. I don't know about you, Jay.
Me too. I love just working on my breathing. Just stuff like that.
There you go. Some yoga.
Talk to the Dalai Lama. Whatever.
Ooh, the Dalai Lama. I didn't know you had a relationship with the Dalai Lama. Oh, we'll go ahead and take a quick break. Maybe you can ask Aaron about the McCamey Manor when we get back.
Ooh.
As we'll have Aaron Beard from Instant Replay Sports Cards coming up next. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida is your touchdown headquarters for the Mosley Dolphins and the Auburn Tigers.
Touchdown, Auburn!
Plus, premier college and NFL games.
Touchdown! Incredible!
Your source for the most live football on the Gulf Coast in a rich audio experience.
ESPN Northwest Florida. This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Friday's weather. The remainder of the day, there will be a light breeze out of the south-southwest, sunshine, and 83. Mostly clear skies tonight, a bit cooler at 68 and a wind coming out of the northwest at 2 miles per hour. Tomorrow, sunny and a light breeze right around 5 miles per hour with a high of 83. About the same at 84 Sunday, and we'll have sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hello, this is Rick Vosser with RV of Panama City, your local Stormore portable building dealer, located at 2241 East Baldwin Road. Shopping for a garage, portable building, cabin? We build them anywhere from 8 to 16 foot wide, 10 feet to 60 feet long. We can do insulation, electricity, transom dormers, thermal windows. Come, let's customize a building together. Rick Vossen, Stormore Portable Building Dealer, Panama City.
With Progressive, you get more than savings. You get access to us through our mobile app, online chat, or by phone.
Oh, I see what you're doing here, Jamie. Giving me all these ways to stay in touch so I have no excuse not to. Well, you're in luck, because this guy's in the market for a new BFF.
Actually, all our customers can contact us this way.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just kidding.
But I am always up for Taco Pizza! Jigsaw!
Get help from Progressive through the website, app, chat, or phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Back to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios.
It's alive! Look alive!
We're alive!
On ESPN Northwest Florida.
You say you were wrong to ever leave me alone. Now you're sorry, you're lonesome and scared. You say you'd be happy if you could just come back home. Here's a quarter, call someone who cares. Call someone who'll listen, might give a damn. One of your sordid affairs. Don't you come around here handing me your time. Here's a quarter, call someone who cares.
Well, Travis Tritt, ladies and gentlemen. Jay Henley on the guitar. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Jay, if I now get served with all these crazy, scary ads because you were brought up McCamey Manor and I searched it up on my computer, I'll be really disappointed in you. Just throwing that out there. But hey, you know who I'm not disappointed in?
Who's that?
That's our good friend Aaron Bearden from Instant Replay Sports Cards. Why don't you ask him a quick question, topical, about what we were just talking about in the last segment?
Well, does he know anything about the manor? Has he ever, Aaron, you ever heard of it before?
You got to say the name.
I can't remember the name. McCamey.
We said it like 1,000 times.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
I got manor on my mind. I didn't know about McCam.
You need some manners on your mind.
I need some manners on my mind. That's right.
No doubt about that. Yes, we went down some tangents in the Afternoon Delight Debrief segment, including McCamey Manor, which I don't know if you've ever heard of that, Aaron. Knowing you, you probably have, because you have a knowledge of all sorts of stuff.
That's like a haunted house?
Yeah, where it basically got shut down because it was a torture house, moonlighting as a haunted house. And Jay brought it up in our last segment, so now we're all a little on edge. But some crazy stuff there coming out of the McCamey Manor. But you know what's not crazy?
What's that?
All the awesome stuff going on at Instant Replay Sports Cards, including the Big Break, which you now have an opportunity because, Aaron, if I saw correctly, the Big Break has been postponed to next Wednesday?
Yeah, I couldn't do it this Wednesday night.
Either could Jay, so I know.
It was originally going to be on the 30th anyway, but I was supposed to be out of town. Now I'm not. My schedule flip-flopped, so... Yep, October 30th, 7 p.m., the Big Break. You still got some time. And we threw in one extra box just to make up for that delay.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's already a kind of a new style Big Break that you're doing where everybody's going to get a hit no matter what. And now you've added additional hits in there by putting another box in there. And I believe also it's still the $75 instead of the full $100 for a few more days.
It is, and a little birdie told me that will not last for the duration of the weekend.
Ooh,
so
jump in now.
Jump on in there. Yeah,
No doubt.
that's going quick.
Absolutely. And then, of course, we talked about it last week, but we are on the eve of this brand new event that you guys are doing. The auction and trade night is going to be tomorrow from 6 to 8 p.m. Tell all of our listeners about that one if they haven't heard about it yet.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's something we've talked about for a while. We're going to do a trade night here at the shop from 6 to 8 p.m. on Saturday. So bring a trade box in. And you can bring, if you've got more stuff to trade, that's fine. We're just asking for space limitations, and so everybody can kind of watch their stuff. Bring in one box at a time. And we have tables out. People can sit down and go through each other's stuff and make trades. And then also we're going to have a silent auction. People have been bringing items in. The cutoff was Wednesday. I'm actually working on the bid sheets right now. But collectors have brought in cards and signed memorabilia and a lot of cool items. And so we're going to have those bid sheets up around the shop as well. And we'll find out, by the end of the night, people going home with some pretty cool items. There's some very, very affordable things in the break as well. It's not just top-end stuff. There are items starting at like $5 or $10. So bring your cash, get down here, get in on this auction, and maybe trade and meet some new friends in the hobby.
Mm-hmm. Jay, you got anything you're going to bring in?
What?
Something for the auction or the trade night.
How about that guitar?
Yeah.
Hey.
It's a nice guitar. You can sign it.
That'll lose value.
That will lose.
Oh,
Thank you, D.A. You took the word right out of my mouth.
Come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah.
But yeah.
Do you own any signed guitars?
I do not. Do you?
That's a redundant question. I'm assuming he's got at least one.
Actually I do. I have and this may be an obscure one out there I have a Jason Isbell signed guitar.
Ooh.
Which I think he's like a 5 or 6 time Grammy winner, and he's had some #1 records and stuff. But great songwriter. But yeah, I have a Jason Isbell signed guitar.
Nice.
That may be it. I don't know. I don't know how many guitars I have. So that would probably be the first bit of info I should nail down.
There you go. Jay, how many you got?
What?
Guitars?
2.
2?
Yeah.
What's your other one?
Yeah. I thought you were going to say 1.
I got 2 as well.
I have 2 as well.
I have Epiphone acoustic and a Epiphone Les Paul electric.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Even I've got a cherry red Fender Strat. You would never know that by looking at me.
Mine's like that golden sunburst kind of color. Yeah.
Nice.
I like
it. Nice. And I have an acoustic. I think it's a Gibson, if I'm not mistaken. An electric acoustic. It's not anything too fancy.
Gibson's Gibson, brother.
Well, they say you can only play one at a time. So
it's true.
That's true.
I get people that don't have a lot. I think of it as being on stage and recording and all. It's a tool. And, the same way that a carpenter or, electrician or somebody needs a bunch of different types of screwdrivers and wrenches and things, to me, every guitar has a different little purpose that I use it for. So,
But how about the guys you see out there that have the harmonica and the guitar, and then they're doing the drums with their feet? I mean, that's just pure talent. I'm sure
that's
Aaron's
Van
got
Dyke,
that.
I think, that you're talking about.
What is it?
Mary Poppins, right?
Yeah.
Mary Poppins. Yeah, there you
She
go.
can also she can fly with an umbrella, Jay.
See, there you go.
She can do it all.
That's the thing. We used to see, like, Bob Dylan would come on, he'd have the harmonica and the guitar and doing that, and they're like, oh, he's a genius, he's a voice regeneration. And then, like, Dick Van Dyke just added the knee cymbals to it, and you're like, oh, that guy's a clown.
Yeah,
There's a
right.
fine line there.
There is. You can cross that line very, very easily. Oh, no doubt about that. No doubt about it. But yes, auction.
We got a listener comment saying, where do I go to buy the $75 spot?
Ooh, that's an easy one.
You can go to our website, instantReplaySportsCards.com. It's on the main page right there. Scroll down, see the big break. Or you can come into the shop and do it in person. Either one.
I'll go ahead and if you're listening on, was that on a Facebook comment or was that listening over the air?
Text to me.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and put the link to it in the Facebook comments for today's show anyway. If you are listening when you get home, you can just check that out. It'll be in there. I'm putting that link in there right now. Really easy, too. You can even use Apple Pay, whatever you may have. Doesn't take too long. But, yeah, you want to get in there for this one with all your guaranteed hits in this one, which is all the big breaks are awesome. But this one, a little extra special, in my opinion, because regardless of what happens, you're going to be going home with a really good card.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of a weird, I was thinking about this the other day, the way it's set up. Obviously it's great to sell all the spots, but if all the spots don't sell, that just means more autos for the people in it. So, if we're a couple of spots short at the end of it, which usually doesn't happen, but if we are, it means a couple of people in it are going to get extra hits, too.
No doubt.
So, yeah, it's like you win either way. If you're in it and it fills, that's great. We may add more product. If it doesn't fill, that means more hits for you. So can't lose there.
There you go. You get a card. You get a card. Everybody gets a card. Whereas normally it's tied to the number of spots for teams.
Yeah.
Whether it's NFL, MLB, whatever it may be. So now it's a whole nother ballgame. But really looking forward to this one. And hey, you're looking for something to do next Wednesday night? You don't necessarily have to be there either as you stream it live on the YouTube channel.
How often do you clean those glass counters in this replay, Aaron?
It's a very personal question. Daily.
I was wondering, I mean...
Sometimes more than once a day. Depends on how many people are in.
Yeah, guys like you go in and touch the glass, touch the glass. You're leaving those greasy fingerprints everywhere. Right. So, hey, you can't see
Jay's a VIP. We clean them before he touches them.
That's true. And you just have somebody following them around, cleaning them right afterwards as well.
Just wondering how the housekeeping works in places like that.
How often do you wipe down your counters in your kitchen?
Not very often.
I was going to guess that.
How about you, Brian?
All the time.
All the time? Yeah, you would.
A little OCD action.
That's right.
But, yeah, we eat off those counters. You got to keep them clean.
That's right.
Oh, man. Anyway, Aaron, any new product coming in this week? Or has come in this week, I should say. It's Friday.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of... this week, last week, all kind of blurring. I know Topps update just came out. Might have been last week. Topps has got a couple of things about to come out as well. Usually they put out a big product like that. They kind of like to give it about a week to let people get their fill of that one before they move on to something else. But, it's been a bunch of big stuff right here very recently, from everything from like baseball, basketball, WNBA.
I was going to ask about the WNBA
UFC
stuff. You got that in?
Yeah, UFC stuff's been coming out. It's kind of, there's a wide spectrum of things hitting the market now. And for some of those things that don't have a lot of releases, I mean, we're used to like a baseball release every week, every other week, more or less throughout the year. But some of those things like UFC, they're down to, maybe getting 4 or 5 releases a year. So it's kind of a big deal when they come out.
Yeah, no doubt. Kind of builds up that pent-up demand, so to speak. Jay, did you hear what Shohei... We talked about Shohei Ohtani's 50-50 ball, right, a few times. Did you hear what it sold for? Well, I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
The Dodgers slugger Ohtani's 50th home run ball, which was tied with... It was the 50-50 ball with the stolen bases as well, was sold for $4.392 million at auction, including the buyer's premium, shattering the record paid for a baseball or any sports ball, for that matter. The previous high was Mark McGwire's record-breaking 70th home run ball from the 1998 MLB season, which Spawn creator Todd McFarlane paid $3 million for in early 1999. So, I mean, that was 25 years ago. So, obviously, $3 million 25 years ago. Probably a little different now, but Ohtani is the only player, as we mentioned, to hit 50 homers and have 50 stolen bases in a season. He reached that milestone back on September 19th. The ball that was consigned to Golden auctioned marked one of the most anticipated modern game-used memorabilia auctions in recent history. Golden's site shows photos of the MLB scuffed ball and highlights of the MLB authentication hologram number, and they list the number and the validation code. The auction house did not identify the buyer. He obviously made history and it was the largest sale of any price ball ever sold. This legendary piece of sports memorabilia has made history again, Ken Golden, the founder and CEO of Golden, said in a statement. We received bids from around the world, a testament to the significance of this iconic collectible, excuse me, and Ohtani's impact on sports. Hold on.
Has Ohtani's English gotten any better this year?
No, because he can't get better at English because then his interpreter won't be able to take the phone.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
No, I honestly, Ohtani is, I don't know the level of it. I think fairly fluent in English because Dave Roberts, the Dodgers manager, made a comment after all of that went down with his former interpreter. Yeah. Who, was let go. There was an in-between period, an interim period, where Ohtani did not have an interpreter. Mm-hmm. And Dave Roberts said that he actually sort of liked it because in the clubhouse it allowed Ohtani to speak more one-on-one with his teammates rather than going through the interpreter. So I think my personal feeling is Ohtani knows English pretty well. He may not want to do interviews, and he may not feel he can, get some things
articulate
across.
What he's trying to say.
Yeah. But I think he's pretty well, at a level of pretty solid conversing in English.
Yeah, there you go. The most American part, Jay, of this particular sell in this story, as we talked about it initially, through litigation over the ball's initial ownership is playing out, of course, here in the great state of Florida. An agreement was reached on October 7th between the auction house and all parties that allowed the auction to proceed and conclude apart from the lawsuits filed over the ball's ownership. According to a statement from Golden Auctions, the agreement stipulated that all parties vying for ownership of the ball have agreed to convey any and all of their ownership interest in the 50-50 ball to the winner of the auction, giving the winner full assurance they will receive free and clear title to the 50-50 ball. Nearly $4.4 million paid for the Ohtani ball will go into an account until the ownership lawsuits are resolved. So imagine that. Another loss here in the country of America. But the reason why is because the kid I don't know if it's a kid or a guy that originally got the ball said that he was assaulted for that ball, so they're trying to let that play out to see who the rightful owner of the ball is. I don't know. Wild stuff, but just a different level of money. I mean, there's such a small percentage of people that can buy stuff like that just thought it was interesting that it broke the record. And like you've said, Aaron, before, I mean, it's just kind of taking two stats that are common and combining them together. Obviously, the only person that's ever done those two at the same time in the same season getting those numbers. But it's just kind of like, where do we draw the line with some of these things, that it's the first time ever?
Yeah. Sure. And as I think I may have pointed out on here before, but I talk about it with people in the shop all the time. If you go by WAR, wins above replacement, which is one of the main things they use in determining MVP candidates and also, your Hall of Fame eligibility, Ohtani this year was actually a step down from Ohtani last year. So much emphasis is put on this 50-50 thing, and the truth is 50 stolen bases don't necessarily do a lot for, you can steal 200 bases a year in theory and not even score a run.
Yeah.
So, people, we love to hype up anytime somebody does something like that, but really we could put any two stats together. The 50 home runs are a big deal.
Yeah.
And he's gotten, he's been in that territory before. We knew he's that kind of power hitter. Everybody's stealing more bases now because they changed the rules.
Yep.
So,
be picked off, two attempts.
Had he done this in a season where nobody stole more than 30, that would have, been a certainly even bigger thing. But it's kind of like last year with Ronald Acuna.
Yep.
He stole a ton of bases. It's like, yes, but so did Oakland Athletics player. I'm drawing a blank.
From back, Ricky Henderson.
No, from last year.
Oh, from last year.
Yeah, is it Asturi Perez or something like that, maybe? That he also stole like 70 bases. And then they started him off in the minors this season. So, just stealing a ton of bases was not enough to even keep his job on the roster.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, but I mean, it's still, hey, Ohtani's certainly a great player. We're seeing somebody combine and do things we haven't seen before. I would just caution on the sell of that ball. Ask Todd McFarlane if he thinks that money he spent on that ball is a good investment, because he can't get that money back out of that ball.
That was going to be my follow-up question. Like, well, why did they spend, like, it's not like, hey, I'm going to spend 4.4 on this, and then in 10 years it's going to be worth 8.8. I don't think that's how it works, right?
Right, because if Ohtani comes out next year and does 55-55 or whatever, that 50-50 ball is going to be like, oh, yeah, that was a thing that happened. And that's sort of what happened with the McGwire ball. The combination of the steroid allegations and all that came out, but then also 3 years later, Bonds hitting 70, or 73, I'm sorry. Suddenly the McGwire thing was no longer the record. Even if you take the PEDs out of it, that was not the record. So that ball lost a lot of its appeal suddenly.
Well, that's the thing about these record pieces of, history is records are broken and meant to be broken. So,
particularly on new current guys who are still out there and doing things.
Yep.
It's different if somebody pays that kind of money for a, Babe Ruth game-worn jersey, or, I don't know, Red Grange's first touchdown football or something like that. That, okay, we've had 100 years for that to be legendary.
Yeah, no doubt. Certainly.
So, like say, Ohtani could have a better year next year, or somebody else could do 50-50 or 60-60 or whatever.
Yep.
So, yeah, I would just, this is me, I don't know. There's other things I could spend that money on, I think.
Yeah, it's if you've got $4.4 million on a ball to pay for a ball, then you probably got stuff you're spending money on for no reason. I don't know. Real quick, Aaron, before we got to go, obviously you've got the auction and trade night coming up tomorrow at 6 to 8 p.m. But as always, what do you have coming up tonight and then tomorrow around noon?
Yeah, tonight we've got Kids Club, 6 to 8 p.m. It's going to be a ton of fun. I always say, bring the kids down. We do these very affordable box breaks for them at below market price. So the kids get way more than they pay for. They trade, they meet friends that like to collect. It's always fun when we have a room full of kids doing the breaks together and swapping cards and all. Tomorrow at noon, in-store box breaks. A lot of hobby boxes, a lot of hits. Hopefully a lot of big cards come out of that. So come down at noon, sign up for whatever you want, hang out and watch the rest. It's all good. You can sign up for stuff and buy your spot and leave if you want. We'll hold the cards for you. So it's a good time, a lot of fun. And, tomorrow night, big trade night and auction. Next Saturday night, Pokemon trade and game night. Ooh. Another new thing we got. So, yeah, check the website out, InstantReplaySportsCards.com. A lot of big events. Come down and see us. And, hopefully have some good time at these events.
There you go. Lots of stuff going on at Instant Replay Scorecards down in the Stanford Station Shopping Plaza. Aaron, have a great weekend and good luck with all the events.
You guys do the same. You'll take care.
All right. You guys are listening to the Inside Drive on this beautiful Friday, our final segment, and our Pick'em coming up next.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your home for the NFL.
Touchdown, Denver!
We bring you the biggest games every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night.
Oh, he's got the first down!
Plus, we'll broadcast more college football games than ever before.
He did what?
Live NFL and college football play here.
Unbelievable!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Every love story deserves a perfect beginning. At Tracy's Fine Jewelry, we believe that your engagement ring should be as unique as your love. Explore our vast selection of certified natural and lab-created diamonds, each hand-picked for brilliance and beauty. Whether you desire the timeless allure of one of our hand-selected engagement rings, or you'd like to custom design the perfect ring, visit us today and let our experts guide you in finding the ring of her dreams, because love deserves the best. Tracy's Fine Jewelry, where love sparkles.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
Did you know that fees associated with real estate closings are virtually the same from one title company to the next? So what sets South Oak Title apart? Effective communication, customer service, expertise, and technology. If you're buying or selling real estate, refinancing a residential or commercial property, tell your realtor you want to close with South Oak Title. South Oak Title, with locations across the Southeast, including Panama City Beach, Inlet Beach, Destin, and Fort Walton Beach. Visit them online at southoaktitle.com.
From the fairway to the rough.
Was hoping to squeeze in 9 holes before this rain starts.
From the greens to the bunker.
Certainly, Your Eminency.
It's the Inside Drive with Ryan and Jay from the Bill Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studio.
The good Lord would never disrupt the best game of my life.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
There are people in this country work hard every day, not for fame or fortune do they strive. The fruits of their labor are worth more than their pay. This time a few of them are recognized. Hello, Pittsburgh steel mill worker, let me thank you for your time. Ooh. You work a 40-hour week for a living. Send it on down the line. Hello, Detroit All the old workers, let me thank you for your time. You work a 40-hour week for a living. Send it on down the line.
Jay Henley, ladies and gentlemen, finishing up your Friday intros with a beautiful song there, Jay. A little Taylor guitar action, and yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
America.
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 Red, white, and blue, baby.
Hopefully
Yes,
it stays America.
You got that right. Come on, people.
Get out there. It's
Yes.
open. Early voting is open.
It's a business on a country.
Oh, I feel like it's a song. It should be a song.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sure, indeed. What you got the kids doing this weekend to prepare for the big tournament on Monday?
Well, they're doing it on their own.
Are they?
I'll randomly check in with the team and
you just you show up at a golf cart.
He's a CEO, not a...
Yeah.
I'm like, hey guys, what's going on? And they're like, man, we're out here at Panama Country Club getting ready for this district championship. Yep. So
awesome.
Yeah. So that's I don't have to lead them to walk.
You're not a micromanaging coach, is what you're saying.
Man, are you kidding me?
Sounds like a no.
Yeah, no. That's the opposite of micromanaging. I do not believe in micromanaging at all. Zero.
Keep talking because I forgot to put picks, or I forgot to put games into the pick'em, so I'm trying to finish.
When you've got talent on your team, let the talent play the game. Don't micromanage.
What if that talent needs to play better?
Well, I mean, that's something that...
Just because you got talent doesn't mean you're good.
That's something they need to work on then.
Work on your talent,
Figure it
son.
out.
Free that talent up. Free it up. Free it up.
Like my talent.
Like America. Free it up.
This is good. This is pregame speech stuff. I can feel it.
Yeah.
You guys have talent, and talent alone wins.
TCB, taking care of business, and that is what's going to happen Monday.
What if that
Yes, sir. TCB.
TCB, taking care of business.
You can have a...
Is that like ice cream or...
It was a frozen yogurt. I don't think it still
Oh,
exists.
Frojo.
They were like the inventors of the parfait.
Yeah.
Where they put candy, ice cream,
Right.
When y'all go to places like that, how many toppings do you put on there? Two. My man said two. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. He said chocolate syrup and some nuts.
You can't get out of control because you never know if your flavor palette's going to get blended too crazy.
What are y'all doing? How many toppings are y'all
I'm
going?
with you. I do the, at the place next to Aaron's, I do those little strawberry poppet things.
Yeah.
And some cookie dough. That's where I
See,
live.
that's too much weight, because then you got to weigh it.
Now
you know
you got to pay for that weight.
You got to pay for the weight. I'm not all about paying for the weight.
It's P for P, baby.
Yeah.
Pay for pound.
Pay for pounds.
It's like Sam Miller and them big old girls. He like them big old girls.
Them big old girls.
Biggins,
BBW.
Oh, all right. I just need.
You think he found one here the other night?
I would hope
Hopefully
so.
not. I mean, hopefully he saw some, but
Yeah,
the ring on his finger. So
That's right. That's
He's just like the zoo. He's going to look. That's all.
That's right.
So, all right. I need to put 3 more games in here. Keep talking for 30 seconds.
It's okay to look at the menu, just don't order the food. I mean, for certain people.
there you go.
Yeah.
Easy, Jay.
I think you need to tread a line right here.
This is what happens when we let him talk. Oh. Packers.
Oh, I love it, man.
Packers.
I love it. Oh, we're. Are you
I'm
building
trying.
to pick 'em right now?
Yeah,
Okay.
I forgot, and I'm just.
I have
who cares about sports?
Who cares about? We only got 9 minutes left. We can do the pick 'em off the air.
There's some crazy lines this week. That's for sure. That is for sure.
Especially when it comes to college football. Almost all of the pick-ems that we're doing on the afternoon underdogs are spreads. Yeah.
One of them I did was a spread and not and that's Florida State Miami. All right, what was that one? That is trying to find 3. Bills at Seahawks. Can't believe that's just 3. But Seahawks play good last week. Bills at the Giants are just terrible.
It's at Seahawks though, right?
Yeah,
so it's
in
essentially
Seattle. Yeah.
But Bills are a 3-point favorite?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then all right, I need one more. Jay, Bears or Commanders or Cowboys at Niners? Which one do you want?
Bears and Commanders.
Jay Daniels isn't playing.
What teams he play for?
The Commanders.
Commanders.
Yeah. All right, here we go. The surprising thing from last week, which we've already talked about, but you don't know, you had 6 right last week, so you've done 2 weeks in a row where you've got the most correct. Now, you did win the Ravens Monday night game there, Dave. So you did get 4, and I had only 3. So Jay, you're chunking into it a little bit. 40, 73, and 62. Do want to mention real quick. All right. We're going to do 4 straight up, 1 with the spread, and then 5 NFL games. Okay. All right, you start us off. Illinois at Oregon.
I will take Oregon just because they're at home.
Okay. Well, let me rephrase that one because you got to pick it with the spread. It's 22.5. Oregon's favored.
When did we start? Are we doing spread?
For some of these games.
For some of them?
Yeah, because it's just, there's not a lot of like really, really close ones.
I'll take Oregon. I'll still take Oregon.
Minus 22. Yep. I think that's a fair bet. I think it's a fair bet. But, all right, so you got Oregon. Let me just put that in the parentheses.
Yeah, what do you got it at? 20.5?
22.5.
22. Right. I'll take them fighting Illini.
Ooh. Illinois. I'm going to take the Ducks as well. I thought Purdue was going to cover that last week, and they did not. Oregon just goose-egged Purdue.
Boat raced them. And then, but if you, who was it? I think Illinois, when they played Purdue, it was like a 1-point game.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm just kind of going to go with them.
Yeah. Hey, plus 22.5. It's a little more than 3 touchdowns. All right, next, straight up, BYU traveling all the way over to UCF. David, you go first.
Oh, man, do I want the BYUs here, or do I want
2.5 is
UCF? There's something fishy about this.
That spread is weird.
It is very weird.
UCF
now,
hasn't played great the last couple of weeks.
But BYU last week kind of dropping the ball spread-wise. They still got the dub, but the spread, you did want to see them do a little bit more against OK State, but OK State kind of came into their own that game. Give me Brigham Young and the Cougars.
All right. I am also going to go with BYU as the quarterback, leading them to their continued undefeated record. Jay Henley, who do you got?
You guys went BYU.
Correct.
I'm going home state of Florida. I'm going UCF.
What's their mascot? And then I'll let you pick them.
The Golden Knights.
All right.
There you go, boy. Yeah. That came silent, boy.
Golden Knights.
All right. Next, I got Missouri at Alabama.
Missouri at... Oh, boy.
No spread on this one?
No spread.
I'll start it off. Roll daggum Tide, brothers.
Bammer. I'm going with Alabama as well. They can't drop a third game. It's not going to happen. It may be later in the season, but not to Missouri. Missouri really hasn't been playing that great. The spread in this one's 17.5. Man, I wasn't looking at these when I was just looking at the names when I typed them in. We'll still go straight up.
Okay.
See if we can entice you.
I'm going with the Felines. I'm going with Missouri Tigers.
All right, we baited you and it worked.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, David.
Oh, I mean,
nothing to be sorry about. All right, this one is a close spread, and it's a big game for both of them. It's LSU at Texas A&M. Texas A&M is only a 1-point favorite. I think it's my turn to go first here. I'm going to go with Texas A&M simply because they're the home team, and I think the home team wins this game. Jay, who you got?
Staying with the Cats. Let's go LSU.
LSU.
Okay. I think LSU definitely is going to give them a run for their money. LSU's had 2 really good games in the prior 2 weeks, but I'm going to take the Texas A&M Aggies with the 12th man behind them. Connor Wegman, I don't believe in him that tremendously, but I still don't really see what everyone else is seeing out of Garrett Nussmeier. So with that being said, let's go Ags.
All right, there you go. And then the last college game, this is with the spread as well. FSU at Miami. Miami's a 21-point favorite at home. Who you got, Jay?
I'm going to go with the Hurricanes.
All right, to cover.
FSU is the only FBS team that hasn't scored 21 points throughout the season. There's like 25 total schools across like 600-something college football or NCAA football schools. I really would love to see FSU just have the upset of, at this point, the century. They should technically be 0-7 rather than 1-6, but I've got to take Cam Ward and the Canes right here.
No doubt. Miami, easy peasy. They cover. I just don't. I've seen nothing from FSU that says they can hang in this game with a very, very good and much improved Miami team.
Just rivalry game. That's the only thing that will help.
Yeah.
I don't know. You would have thought that would have helped them in a couple other ones too.
Facts.
All right, Jay. We'll just go NFL games. I've already picked mine.
Okay.
We'll go through it. Eagles at the Bengals. These are all within 4.
Okay. Let's go. I'll go Eagles.
All right. Falcons at Bucks.
Bucks.
Missing their top 2 receivers.
All right.
Packers at Jags.
Whoever you said before, who was it?
Packers.
Packers.
Whoever. Anybody but the Jags.
Yeah, anybody but the Jags.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Bills at Seahawks.
Let's go Bills.
All right. Bears at Commanders.
And let's go Bears.
All right. And then I went Eagles over the Bengals, Falcons over the Bucks, Packers over the Jags, Bills over the Seahawks, and Bears over the Commanders. David Hayes, who you got? Eagles at Bengals.
Let's go Bengals at the house. They need this a little bit more than Philly.
No doubt. All right.
What's the next one? Falcons
Bucks
Bucks?
at Bucks.
Give me Falcons.
All right.
Next one is
Packers at Jags.
I'll go Packers as well.
I'm surprised that
Bills
spread is as low as
and
it
Bears.
is. Bills and Seahawks.
Yeah, no. I'm saying Bills and Bears.
Bills and Bears. You got it. Oh, my. All right, you got some high school football coming up tonight. No Mosley football as they went back-to-back district champs with their win last night, but several games with some implications. You got Pensacola Catholic 6-1 traveling to South Walton Bay and Rutherford. North Bay Haven taking on Bozeman. Destin at Booker T. Washington. Sneeds at Port St. Joe. And then Rickards traveling over there to Gavlack Stadium. Arnold wins that one. They will make the playoffs as the number 8 seed in their regional tournament. Get out and support some local high school football. Jay, what are your thoughts from today's show? Give me your recap here. I'm just curious.
Recap?
Yeah, I'm just curious to see what you remembered.
Manor.
Yeah, manners. Yeah, stay away from haunted mansions and especially the one in Somerville, Tennessee.
I don't even know if you can go anymore.
You have to sneak into that thing now.
Yeah, it's true.
That might be scarier. Breaking into a abandoned haunted house.
And the ghosts just start torturing you. They shut you in a casket. Like
I'm not even taking that.
That thing creaks open out of nowhere. Then poof.
Yep.
Chase down. What's the safe word? Stop.
We're not speaking to English.
Speaking of the English.
That's ghostless.
Is there any amount you would have went into the haunted house for?
No.
Nah, Jay ain't about that materialistic life.
No, I ain't doing it.
You're like, nope.
Give me bread, water, a TV. I'm good to go.
That's it.
Dog, that TV don't even got to be mounted.
No, it don't.
He leans up against the wall.
That's right.
What about the couch, man?
Who cares about the couch?
No more forts?
Yeah, no more forts.
You can go get some blankets somewhere.
That's right.
Put a broomstick underneath them.
My recap was going to be that blankets keep you safe.
Yeah, okay.
That's what you told me.
It does. It's security.
Security. They do call them a security blanket.
Yep.
There you go. Afternoon Underdogs coming up at 4 p.m. Thanks for hanging out with us week on the Inside Drive. We'll see you next Wednesday, Jay. Good luck in the district championship coming up this Monday at Panama Country Club. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
ESPN Northwest Florida is your home for college football and the Auburn Tigers.
He dives! He's in! Touchdown!
We heard you, Tiger fans. So this season, we're airing every single game. And you can take that to the bank.
It's picked off in the end zone!
Plus, the biggest games in the SEC